My music's playing.
Okay. I think it's recording. So, hey everyone. This is Pod One, doing our speech recording, um, kind of introducing ourselves and talking about what we contributed to the group and also how we formed the contract together. So, I'll go first. So I'll go ahead and stand up. Let's see if this goes back. Okay. Maybe they need back more. Okay. What's up, everybody? I'm Ryan Hernandez. I'm 22 years old. Currently, I work as an instructional aide and a teacher, or an instructional aide and an assistant football coach at my local high school here. I love football. It's always been like a passion of mine. I've always had something to do with it, whether I'm playing it, coaching it. This is one of my last years at Miramar. I'm getting my degree in business administration. I'm also getting my degree in fire protection technology. So, kind of finishing both of those up. And with my background in coaching and also being an instructional aide, I have some kind of informal experience with um, public speaking, but I feel like I've always could have improved it. And I feel like there's a lot of stuff that I can work on. So for example, I've spoken at like team banquets, team meetings, in front of classes, coaches meetings, stuff like that. But I've always felt like I could always improve my public speaking skills. Um, so what I've contributed to the group so far, I organized the discussion board where we kind of all gave out our numbers and were able to form lines of communication between us. I also contributed to the contract portion of it as far as like what feedback we expect. We talked about giving clear, concise, and honest feedback and kind of making sure that everybody gets equal amount of feedback so no one feels like they're getting more feedback than the other person. As far as meeting times go, I wasn't too involved with that because I'm pretty flexible with my schedule. Um, but we wanted to make sure that the contract was like really clear and concise, so we all kind of had the same expectations amongst group members of how we want to act in our groups and how often we want to discuss meeting times and such. In the past, as I mentioned, I have some experience with public speaking, but kind of some of the pitfalls I've experienced have been like a ton of verbal static, as you may have known, or have picked up on. And then I've always felt like I could have been more prepared. For example, I've always felt like I've done a pretty good job at just winging it, but I feel like I could eliminate a lot of the verbal static by just preparing and then better preparing myself and kind of being more organized with what I want to say in my speech and understanding the topic better. In order to reach my goals this semester, I plan on utilizing MindTap and then utilizing the feedback I get from my group members here uh, to ensure that I'm eliminating my verbal static, making sure that I'm practicing so I feel more prepared, and then just getting a better understanding of the topic I'm talking about in order to make sure that I don't have to utilize verbal static to kind of gather my thoughts before I proceed with my speech. I also want to practice in front of like my family members more. I feel like I do like a great job, as I said earlier, winging it in front of like, some of my players that I coach. But when I get into like more formal settings, I feel like I use verbal static to kind of pause and kind of gather myself. So practicing in front of my family members for more formal speeches, I think will benefit me. And then lastly, the kind of feedback I think is most helpful. I mentioned it earlier, but like clear, concise, and honest feedback um, is what I think benefits me the most. You don't have to like sugarcoat anything, like um, pretty thick skin. So if you tell me that I got to fix it, then, I appreciate that. And yeah, so that's my speech.
That was a really good speech. I liked it a lot. There was nothing really wrong with it. The only thing I would say is just giving more hand gestures, even though, I mean, I feel like you probably were giving hand gestures. It's just the camera couldn't see it, pick it up. But other than that, I think it was a pretty good speech. There's nothing wrong with it in my eyes.
Thanks, Josh.
Hi, I'm so sorry. I thought Josh was next, but so I'm Lexi or Alexis Gordon, and I this is my first year of college, so I really don't know like a lot about what to expect or anything like that. But I took this public speaking class because I do kind of have a lot of experience public speaking. I used to host like a little kind of like a Bible study. It wasn't really about like church or anything, but it was just to help kids that had like struggles. Like I went to Panama and I talked to like a lot of kids, like a whole school of kids, just like that needed support and that lacked like love from their families. So I would just like I did like a little like we call them testimonies in the church, but so that's my really only experience with public speaking, and I definitely want to get better at it because I do get nervous when it's adults. Like I'm used to kids, but not adults. What I've done for this group though is I helped organize times just because I do have a really busy schedule. I work full time, so I kind of was like, oh, if we could set like this time, that would work for me. And I really want everyone to say in like communication and we're all connected. So um, I like made sure that we all could all be involved and nobody's left out and everyone can fix the times. And I plan on continuing to do that, all of that, and just get used to like public speaking because like right now I'm nervous. I haven't really done anything in college, so this is definitely something I'm excited to get more experience about and definitely want to put my part into this group. Thank you. That was my speech.
Cool. Good job, Lexi. Again, I really liked kind of like putting your Panama experience in there. I thought that was pretty cool. And I think like, as you kind of mentioned, like you were a little bit nervous, but I think like the more like we kind of, the more we kind of like communicate as a group, I think it'll be a little bit easier for you to kind of like gather your thoughts prior to like your speech. But other than that, I thought that was a pretty cool speech.
Thank you. Yeah, I was nervous, but it'll get
Honestly, your speech is pretty good too. I really like how like your transitions, like it was very like flow. It was fluent. I mean, it was like the flow is really good. Like you talk about something else, and then you just go. It would just flow right into the next topic you'd bring up. There wasn't like for me, if that was me, I would have been like I would have said that a lot. But you were very flow with it. You were very I don't know how to say it. You were very like you're good. It was good. It was perfect.
structured. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Do you like how you like organize yourself better than kind of me, I guess? I really like it.
Thank you.
So I'll go next. All right. All right. Hello, my name is Joshua Garcia. I'm 18 years old. This is my first college course, my first year of college. I graduated from Hilltop High School this year, which is in Chula Vista, and I was born and raised in Chula Vista. If you don't know where that's at, that's like the South Bay end of San Diego. It's near the border. I'm going to school to become a firefighter, and I also want to transfer to SDSU to get a business degree later on in the next 2 years. I want to become pretty good at public speaking since like firefighters, most of their job is, helping the public, communicating with them. So I want to be really good at that, not being awkward at all, trying to make them comfortable. I never really took a speech class before in high school, but I've always struggled with public speaking, like in presentations or just talking in front of the class. Things I can contribute to the group is just me being really flexible, since my job is really flexible at the moment. I don't really work that much hours. And also since this is my first year of college, so I'm not really busy at all. I'm taking a couple classes so I can be flexible with you guys whenever you guys need it, because I know you guys have things going on in your lives. But yeah, so I don't have really restrictions on the meeting dates, and also I can contribute just being able to reply to you guys on whenever we need to talk or whenever we need to text each other. Some ideas I have on our meeting times is that we could arrange a time prior to our actual initial speech and just talk about how we could work on our speech, like giving feedback, and we could also just help with the work from this class other than the speeches. To elaborate, and also just to elaborate more on our feedback, and after our speeches we could go over the things that we can improve on, and we just become better speakers. What I plan to learn and improve from this class is just to become more effective and efficient and confident just in general in public speaking in front of people without like stuttering or getting distracted or losing eye contact, which I tend to do a lot. I stutter a lot, kind of, sort of. And also just to prepare myself for public speaking so I could communicate with my coworkers or just the public effectively. I plan on preparing the recording day. I plan on preparing for the recording day by practicing my speeches, like practicing with my parents, my family, just going over what I'm gonna say and just trying to remember it in a way. I think the best feedback we could give each other is like negative. I don't know how to just like negative feedback. Like just point out the flaws in each person's speech. Because if we could work on the flaws, then the speech would just be, extravagant. Like it would be amazing without the negative parts. Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest parts. And even if you don't have any negative feedback, there's always room for improvement. Even if you're perfect with your skills, there's still room to fix and just make better. Yeah, so once again, my commitment to this group is just being able to be there whenever we need to do work or whenever we need to meet and respond to you guys. And yeah, I'm looking forward to get to know each and every one of you guys and also just improve my public speaking. Thank you.
Cool. Good job, Josh. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, you're all good. I was just gonna say, it's a good job. I liked kind of like the detail you went into with each kind of subject you talked about. I think you could work on the transitions a little bit better. But other than that, I think you went into like a good amount of detail for kind of each section of the speech you got into. And I think that really helped, like, as like an audience member, kind of feel like more comfortable with you talking as well.
Thank you.
All right. I think that your speech was really good. Just because you definitely talked a lot about like giving constructive criticism, which I think is really important, because like a speech can be really good, but there's always something that we can improve, like you said. So I think that's super important for a group. And the only thing that I would say is that I would just like project your voice, because I don't know if my phone is just being weird, but I had a hard time hearing you a little bit. But I mean, we're also online, so it's definitely different than in real life. But that's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, it's not like how you kind of say. I think what's the word to say? I like how you say. Trying to say you're flexible and stuff like that. Yeah, I like the way how it is.
Thank you.
And now my name is Joshua Hernandez. This is my about fifth semester today. Fifth semester. Going up to a college degree on financial class. I'm also thinking about going to a different type of like career, something like different than maybe finance, just in case if I ever don't want it. Still live in my house. I still live in my parents' house. I'm kind of afraid of the world today. Let's see. here towards take this class because I want to improve on my speech, kind of what I am doing right now, kind of stuttering, kind of not picking the words, not strategizing like you, Alexei, kind of Joshua, just kind of like you and Ryan. It's like all of us, I guess. Trying to improve. If any feedbacks that you guys give out, anything that helps me out, I would appreciate everything you give. Trying to understand how communication works, because it's kind of like my least favorite thing that I don't like to do. Really do like kind of like gaming, I guess, and kind of play with my dog that I have in my house. Everything kind of trying to improve on my life as well, trying to improve on my life, just trying to see how I can get from trying to get out of my house towards out in the world, and also improve my communications as well. Hopefully I get some feedback from all of you, trying to help me out. Would appreciate if everyone would tell me like what I've missed, what I don't miss. I'm understanding some of the books as well that my professor would give out. And yeah, I'm kind of also given like a also my schedule is kind of like almost a flexible type of thing. I'm kind of busy as well, but I will eventually will help out in the way. Yeah, it's all about me.
Cool. Good job, Josh. That was a good speech. I like how honest you were. I think the one thing you can improve maybe is like eye contact. Just so that like as the audience members, we feel like, like you're talking to us. But other than that, I like the honesty in your speech. I feel like that goes a long way for audience members to feel like, the speaker's being honest with you. Yeah, good job though.
Thanks.
Yeah, good job. I was gonna say the same thing, just the eye contact, but then also like your head movement, like you look down here or you look this way, it just looks like you would get distracted, and I feel like that kind of disconnects you with the audience. But other than that, I think it would be good. It would start you off in a good place. Just the eye contact. Even it's kind of awkward just looking at the screen. It's like you're not really looking at nothing, but yeah, just try to keep that eye contact, and then the speech would be great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool how you opened up. I think a lot of people that you communicate with in the future when you're public speaking will be able to connect with you a lot because you are very like open with your feelings, and I think that's really crucial. And of course, as a group, we will like help you and support you and like what you asked us to do. And I think it's cool that you like asked us to do something for you, because it's kind of hard to like know what we want out of each other when we're in this kind of group setting. The only thing that I would critique was I'm doing the same thing right now, because it's like you're kind of looking away because it's weird to just look at yourself or like the screen. So I mean, that's the only thing, just so you look more like not nervous, but I know that we're all nervous right now. So that was good. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Cool. So I think that's all of us. I guess for like those of you who are going to view this later, we were all keeping track of our times by ourselves. So we all individually had our own stopwatch to watch that. And thank you for watching our recording of our first speech.